All right, so I'm gonna showcase what I call my super anti-cancer tea blend here. And one of the themes that you'll see carried throughout deals with the oatmeal and the supplements is I'm a big believer in stacking, synergy, things that are syncretic, pulling things from different areas and stacking them together. So this is 9 tea bags that I use here. So let's get started on it. So first thing, green tea. William Lee, who I've mentioned a couple times in his podcast, he's talked about the EGCG in green tea being super effective for cancer. He also talked about black tea being underrated. A lot of times in his studies, everyone assumes green tea, but there are some of their studies where they were looking at tea's effect on cancer cells. The English breakfast black tea was also highly effective. So all kinds of teas are probably helpful. He mentioned, I think an uncle of his who lived near a tea plantation in Asia and lived into his 90s or 100s, with drinking tea, replacing, things like soda, right, with hydrogen water, reverse osmosis water and tea is gonna be quite helpful. So mine is my own blend. And so the first thing I use is the green tea, like I mentioned. Then this is Acai tea. Again, in the anti-cancer community, you're gonna see things like soursop, Acai tea, as part of the holistic protocol. So I have the Acai tea, dandelion leaf and root. Also, you'll see in a lot of studies that show like dandelion root, dandelion leaf show a lot of anti-cancer benefits. So this is hibiscus. I like this for the coloring, the red, but also what's interesting, I think here is, I don't think it's has really much anti-cancer from my understanding, but before I was diagnosed with cancer, my blood pressure was 145 over 95, high blood pressure. It was 240, 250 pounds. It looked, good. I was a gym guy and all that, but my blood pressure now is perfect, 120 over 80. But I was taking this because I had high blood pressure before when I would just do like this in green tea. So I just kept it in. So I don't know if it's this, but obviously losing all the weight, changing my diet, all of that contribute to the better health and the blood pressure. So I keep that red coloring in there and for the blood pressure. This is milk thistle and licorice, so this is like a liver tea. Why do I do the liver? My understanding is if I'm gonna get metastasis with rectal cancer, it's likely to show up in the liver and the lungs. So flooding the lungs with oxygen and making sure with the dose, the liver support supplement, the liver tea, that my liver is super healthy, because any kind of dysfunction is likely, for example, people that have irritable bowel syndrome are more likely to develop colon and rectal cancer because of the years of bowel dysfunction, essentially, the inflammation. So if your liver is inflamed from drinking, from processed foods, my belief is that it's more likely for that to get to be an environment where the terrain is more suitable for cancer than not. To that point, I did my blood work yesterday, and my body is really bouncing back from the chemotherapy and radiation, and my liver enzymes are the best they've ever been. They're actually, both of them, the ALT and AST, are under 20, 18 and 18, both of them were 18. I don't think they've ever been under 20 before this whole process. So really babying the liver and the lungs to prevent that metastasis. And so this is a liver here. Soursop, turmeric. So turmeric, anti-inflammatory, everyone knows it, very popular. Soursop, not as much. Soursop and Acai, like I mentioned, are big in the holistic cancer community. This is a blend of the soursop and turmeric. So I'm getting Acai and soursop. Black tea I mentioned. This is recent butterfly pea flower tea. My mom's friend actually turned me onto this. And I think there's another one she mentioned called Pandam, something like that. I didn't pick that one up yet. But I recently added this to it. It's supposed to be great for the immune system and anti-cancer. And this one here, Jason Winter's tea. I showed Jason Winter's book. The number one ingredient is red clover. So I'm getting red clover in this tea. Right here, this is broccoli sprouts, and this left one is red clover. So I'm getting the red clover in the tea. I'm getting the red clover in the sprouts. And so George, you're gonna follow me over here. And so I bought one of these big, I don't know, 60 ounces, 62 ounces here, and you can see the color. It's all steeping, all the 9 of them. And the way this works is, it's a little hot here, but this thing can actually come out. So when I'm done, I can actually a little stuck right now. See that? So when I'm done, I can just pull this out, and then this will go in the fridge. So for now, but I let it steep for a while because I want super concentrated. So I let this steep for like 20 to 40 minutes. You can see the deep dark color there. And then what I do is, and you can just stay there, I'll come back, it's no problem. I'm just gonna grab this. The way, the protocol for this is, when this is steeped for about 20 minutes or so, 30 minutes, I get the biggest mug that I can find, which is this one. I drink this. I reboil a little bit of water here, and like let's say when I pour it in, brings it down to here. I refill it to the top, and then I take this out because after it steeps again another 20 minutes, and place it in the fridge. And then I drink this with lunch and dinner, like with a little bit of the let's say hydrogen water, with the kombucha. I'll sort of microdose this tea, or this will last 3 days. I'll drink this little bit in each with the water, and getting all of this anti-cancer benefits, and then I'll make it again 3 or 4 days later. The other thing, you can stay right there, I'll bring it over back in the screen. As I mentioned, the hydrogen water tablet, this is the hydrogen water flask. And so for lunch and dinner, I use this. Breakfast, I use the tablet. You fill this up, you hit a button, boom, and you'll see the bubbles start to form, and it forms hydrogen water. So for lunch and dinner, it'll be like maybe the cup, like, quarter hydrogen water, quarter tea, quarter kombucha. You could add lemon once it cools, add some lemon, some carbonated water to make it a little fizzy if you want, do whatever you want. But that is my super anti-cancer tea. So we're gonna let this steep. It's been steeped for about 10 minutes, another 10 minutes. Pour it in here, drink that now, and then the rest will refill it into the fridge next 3 or 4 days. So I'm not giving cancer any respite. I'm hitting it with the oxygen, the red light, the supplements, the tea. 24 hours a day, I'm getting the healing energy. And so I'm just attacking it. Think of it like if I'm in the Pentagon and I'm Allied commander, we're going to war China. I'm going to use every asset in my arsenal, the Navy, the Air Force, the Army, the Special Forces, cyber. I'm going to use, so that's kind of how I do this. I'm hitting it from so many different angles that, was it the apricot kernel? Was it the green tea? Was it the black tea? Was it the healing energy of the PEMF? It's everything. That's how I see it. That's my opinion. And that's why I wanted this video, is to showcase my entire protocol. So this is the anti-cancer tea. Just one more segment, and that will be it.